One day I was in the comic store with my line brother, and not too long ago, it seems like a while back now, but last year, and he was like, "Man, you should, do this one day." It's nothing like having a friend or family member or a close person that will just like that spark in you that say it'll bring it out loud. And I was like, I'm gonna start it. And then next week, Victoria, I was in here like, okay, it's the outline, and I'm gonna write about this. And now it's 4 chapters in. Only got one more chapter.
Tired of being complacent. I done almost had it up to here with my patience.
Hey there, I'm Victoria Makanjuola, and you're listening to Feel Your Feelings, the podcast where high achievers get real about mental wellness. You feel me?
Attention all passengers, now clearing the runway for growth. It's takeoff season.
Gas to the pedal, moving on. Cause I've been on that new vibe. Living on an incline.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the podcast. How are you feeling today? I hope you are doing well. I hope you're feeling great and taking care of yourself, honestly. I am feeling great. I'm a little bit exhausted emotionally. I wanted to share this quote with you guys that I just found on We the Urban. It says, "Sending love to anyone who is just tired, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, socially, and financially." Life is asking a lot right now. Pause when you can. Breathe when you remember. Give yourself space. Give yourself grace. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is giving myself grace and controlling the things that I can control, which is how I put myself out there, how I can think about things differently, how I can, improve myself, be a better version of myself each and every day, how I can make this podcast a better platform, a place where people want to come, like a hub for the nerds, the high achievers, right? The people that, are overachievers, right? That can be seen, right? Because I am you. My favorite hangout spot is the library. I kid you not. It is my local library. I could hang out there for hours. So you are seen and you are welcome here. And if you come across this podcast by either someone sharing it with you or you finding it, by accident or whatever on YouTube or on Spotify, I just want to thank you for listening wherever you're listening from. And yeah, another quote, I have one on my wall. It's a Bible verse. It says, "Be still and know." You might be familiar with it. Verses Psalm 46:10. Thank you guys again for watching. And I hope you guys do enjoy this episode with Jermey Robinson, a 3-time author. He is going to be authoring the upcoming comic book and graphic novel called Noah Stone, which I'm so excited to read. I hope you guys will continue to follow his journey and continue to stay updated. What's going on, you guys? Today's guest is Jermey Robinson. He's the creator and host of the It Factor podcast and a 3-time author, including the upcoming graphic novel called Noah Stone. Welcome back to the podcast, Jermey. I've had you on before for a host-to-host series, but now I'm having you on officially as an author. So welcome to the podcast. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here, Victoria. As always, you're my sister. Always trying to look out for you. So thankful I could be
My brother.
a great platform.
My brother.
Feel your
Yeah.
feelings. Big dog.
Absolutely. And you're really my brother for real. Like,
Yeah.
you put me on to so many great opportunities. So it's mutual support, and we have so many mutual connections as well. So I'm excited for them to catch this episode and hype us both up. And just kudos to everything you're doing right now.
Thank you.
So this is a question that I stole from your show, because you asked this to all of your guests, which I feel like you know what it is. But what is your it factor?
My it factor. I have to answer this more often than not, and I'm happy to do it each time. I learn each and every year. Well, I'm 31 now. Still know I'm young and stuff like that. But one thing I learned in time is that you're not doing anything if you're not helping the next person. So my it factor is to help people through telling their stories,
Mm-hmm.
and help in any way I can, even outside of that. Even with me, writing this new graphic novel comic book, I know it's going to help people because it's a great story, a story that people can connect with. But most of all, it's telling a story. You get me? So it's from different places of where just seeing how I can connect people and help people. My biggest thing is, culture for service, service for humanity. I love helping people, and it's our rent here on earth. So that's what my
Mhm.
impact here is, and every time I get to do that or show up, even showing up today, I seen your great episode the other week, and I was like, hey, she gotta get me back on the show, man. She got on. I'm proud of her, and I'm like,
No, literally.
anyway,
That's literally how it happened. You hit me up and you were like, "You back on the show, you back on the show." And I was like, actually the alignment was perfect
thank you.
because you're writing this new graphic novel, which we're definitely gonna get into.
Mhm.
But I was like, yeah, why not? Like, why not get him back on my show? Because the last episode that you were on host to host, it was audio only and I couldn't get the video right and it was
Yeah.
messy. But now we back on. We back, we
Man,
getting
look,
it
I gotta
right.
beat you back on the podcast. Then we gonna do it again. We're gonna keep doing
Exactly.
this. We gotta keep helping each other, man.
Exactly. Podcasters support podcasters, creatives support creatives, and I hope that keeps rolling on for people like supporting people that support you. I highly recommend it.
I say, okay, what's she doing? She wanna reach out to Michael Jackson, the new Michael Jackson. Okay, we gonna make sure that happens. I'm gonna do the best I can. Hey, check out this video. And to be very honest with you, that's what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to use social media as a tool, and any way you can help somebody, definitely helps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how has it been being a new dad?
Hey, that's a good question. Uh, it's been cool. It's like one of the coolest tasks I think I have been blessed to have. Me growing up without a father, having him, to be very honest with you, Victoria, for most of my life, either down the street, like from my house, a whole nother family, stuff like that. And just be very candid with you, this is probably my first time opening up about it
Mhm.
um, on like camera or something. But what I
Mhm.
will say is, it showed me like, dang, it wasn't that hard. Like, like what was the strife? And there's no reason to have a anger at him, especially now, older, whole different lifestyle. But it's like I do everything I can do to help my wife out. So, we're a team. Just like we're a team as we're married, we're a team being a parent. So everything we can instill in her, with it only
That's
being,
good.
5 months. 5 months is a long time. So my
Mhm.
daughter is showing me how like time is very precious, but you
It
don't
is.
gotta rush things. Like you don't gotta like rushing. Oh dang! Oh, I gotta do this. Or, it gotta be perfect. And I'm thankful that God is showing me that through parenting that it's patience in what you do, and you don't gotta be in a rush. And it's like I say, and there are a lot of things I like to see things carry over in life, and that's what's happening in the area. Like you don't gotta rush to do this. You don't gotta rush to do this. Just be there, and live in the moment, and take the time to see her grow. So that's what I've been doing. Like, so it's cool to see today that she was in the bottle, used to hold it for her. Now she's trying to hold it. And now she's sitting in the chair eating bananas. So it's like cool to see that progression. And it's only 5 months. And it's cool to see that me
Right.
and my wife take turns in like raising portions. That's real cool, man. It's real cool. And like Michelle Obama said today, I was watching one of her podcasts. I ain't
Oh,
gonna
I
do
love
what
her
I used to.
podcast.
I love it
I
too.
love IMO.
I
Oh, I love
love it.
IMO.
I
Yeah.
love it with a
Yeah.
passion. But they had my boy Dave Spell on. I love him even more. And I love her brother. I think they're my cousins,
Yes.
Robinsons, but that's a whole
Mr. Craig. We love you, Mr. Craig. We love you, Mr. Craig.
yeah. But she said something I think is cool. Like a lot of people say, a lot of young people, oh, I want to be famous, I want to have kids. You know what?
Mhm.
Don't do it. Don't. You know what? It's something that, and I mean that in the most nice-hearted place. I'm not saying it from a place of strife or anything. I'm saying if you don't want them, cool. Because of the fact I'm saying it, because they're a lot. Like they are a lot of not even just money or time or nothing. That doesn't matter to me. What does matter is you got to put a lot of time and care into them. If you don't want to do that right now, take your time. Take your time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so cool to see now. I was ready to have a child, so thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, shout out to your wife. Shout out to the baby.
Thank you.
And yeah, this podcast is really like my baby as well. And
Mhm.
it resonates with me what you said about like taking your time and not rushing things. Like my family has experienced some death in the family recently, so having to go to funerals like a few
Sorry.
times between now, like the past few months and everything, it really has given me a new perspective on life and living and enjoying life, but also like being still, and not trying to rush it, just letting God do what he does in your life. and everything. So that's kind of the pace that I've been trying to go at with this podcast. And I know the theme is takeoff, which I will ask you about later. So keep that in mind. But also keeping in mind that like God's gonna be the one to like push me forward and show me that vision. And I can't like do it by myself. You know, I need some the heat behind me to push me. So
You need it.
so yeah. So let's get into Noah Stone. Tell me more about Noah Stone and your behind the scenes writing process. How are you taking care of yourself while you're writing and not burning yourself out?
So, my first say, Noah Stone, is cool because it blends the world of one of my loves, which is sports, but football first. And it brings a football star that happens to have, that we're gonna find out later, that he happens to have superpowers. And there's gonna be some other things, of course, in the story that will unfold, and I'll continue to talk about it as I write out. But the coolest thing I have learned is I love to write, Victoria. I've been writing since I was a little boy. Um, my grandma and my mom used to give me book reports, and also I used to have to read. Like they gave me books, and that'd be some of my birthday gifts with toys. Before I played with them, my grandma said, "Hey, if you read this, you'll get something or something like that." And over
Mm-hmm.
time, we got the AR books. I seen they bringing a piece of program back. I'm happy about that because we need more children that can read and young adults. But
Yeah.
once that happened, long story short, it just sparked the fire in me to write my first book while in college. Then I wrote my second book because I started getting being very successful in networking, not only just from podcasting, but even just in the tech world, like reaching out to people and getting jobs or doing things like that. And I started realizing it's not just me, and let me pass on this information. So this time around, writing nonfiction, it won't be no burnout. I'm just gonna be kind of different than writing fiction and writing about yourself. Because in the essence, yes, I'm writing about myself in Noah Stone, but of course it's not my story, it's Noah's story. So like in doing that, it's cool. And how I say I don't get burnout from it is it's fun to do. Like if it makes sense, right? It's like
Absolutely.
every
Yeah.
time I pick up the pen, I get to get into a new story, or I write out how I want it to go, kind of how I explained in one of my videos. At the end of the day, I might write out a little script of like 2 sentences. I don't believe in writing out the whole script at once, nothing like that. And I'll start, that'll be my outline, right? And then from there, I'll take those sentences and they'll turn into paragraphs, which turn into pages, which turn into a chapter. And the
Mm.
coolest thing about being a previous writer is I kind of skipped the portion of, oh, I don't know how this is going to sound or how this is going to flow. No, I actually know what it takes to write this out, get it done, and review it, edit it myself, and then get someone else to review it. So that would take a lot of the stress off of me. And in that process, I'm thankful to have a cool illustrator, which is my boy Destin, that did my cover for the Art of Networking. And in him
Okay.
doing it, man, it's so cool to see that he just taking the lead, get my characters right and everything. And it's really cool. It's gonna be really cool.
I think you were already talking about this, but how are you changing the narrative with this comic book
Mhm.
specifically? Because I know you have two other books,
Mhm.
and yeah, how is this one different?
You can't have a successful launch if the pilot is burnt out. That's why I'm raising awareness for NAMI this season to make sure our mental wellness is cleared for takeoff. If you want to partner with me or support this podcast, please send me an email at the FYFZ podcast at outlook.com. Join the crew.
Yeah, this is different because, of course, like I was saying, it's nonfiction. So, like, it's blending my two worlds of me loving comics and me loving football. And my whole overarching company of it, not even just a company, but how Marvel has Marvel, it'd be Super Sports Comics. And from it,
Okay.
it's going to be
Okay.
other stories that come out, not just Noah Stone. It's going to be other stories that come in.
Got
I
it.
didn't know that at first when I was writing it. But the cool thing is, sports bring people together. Like, no matter what sport it is, it's going to bring people together. We didn't talk
Smart.
about it before. But also, Marvel comics, DC, anything, it brings people together because even if you don't like it, some superhero that you like and want to connect with. So the cool thing about this story is I brought my love of football, playing the sport, being in the sport, and said, hey, what if I pitch superpowers to it? Because I haven't seen it much, and shout out to my boy with Jerry Monster. I seen he's a running back that's in the NFL now. that actually made this book and everything. And it's cool, but it's cool to
Shout
see
out.
the story and to know that my story totally different, but even cooler. Like, and I can't wait to even share that with the world because it's like it's one of those things where I don't need I couldn't even believe I can write like that, Victoria. It's like, dang, you can really do this. Like, I'll touch stuff like or write about, and there's different volumes in this book too. Like at first, it's chapters to me, but the way it would be put out is volume, like volume 1, 2, 3, and 5, and to be almost done with chapter 4, like that's crazy to me because that's a lot. It's a lot of work behind it, but the coolest thing is to see the story, and to see how they all align. It's gonna be very like when you do see it, and when people do see it, they're gonna be like, "Wow, I want to see what happens next." So
Mm-hmm.
that's the cool thing about this. And then the
Yeah.
next difference is it took me outside of my box of thinking I couldn't do it because I used to be that kid in the comic store asking the questions or, "Hey, why they didn't tell the world that this happened?" Or "Why didn't this happen?" Or and then every time I'll be like, "You know what? I should do this one day." I would be thinking that, but never out loud thinking it. You know how it is. Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta say something. But one day I was in the comic store with my line brother, and not too long ago, it seems like a while back now, but last year, and he was like, "Man, you should, do this one day. You should write you a comic, man. You like sports. You want to blend the worlds, however you want to do it. Hey, people gonna read it because people watch the show. People do this." And he started naming off stuff, and I was like, "It's nothing like having a friend or a family member or a close person that will just like that sparking you to say that'll bring it out loud." And I was like, I'm gonna start it. And then next week, Victoria, I was in here like, okay, it's the outline, and I'm gonna write about this. And now it's 4 chapters in. Only got one more chapter, and in talks with my illustrator, he's already drawing out Noah. We know how he look. Like it's cool. Like it's a blessing, man. I thank God for it, and I can't wait for y'all to see it. Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait to get my hands on a copy. So I'm following along with all of the previews, the behind the scenes. So I can't wait to see Noah come to life and what you've done with the character. So keep it up. Keep up the great work. So okay, so like I said before, like I mentioned before, it's takeoff season. For me, taking off means consistency
Mhm.
in my podcast, in my routine with this show,
Yeah.
and having a schedule. So what does taking off look like for you personally in 2026?
Personally, like you said, patience. You know,
Mhm.
having patience in the things you do, and
Yeah.
really letting God show you patience. You can pray for it all day, but God gives you situations to be patient. So I got a whole kid. Like, hey, you got to be patient.
Yeah.
And oh, she crying. What?
Absolutely.
What's gonna? So it helps. Like I said, I love that effect of okay, if I could be patient with my daughter, gotta be patient with my wife. Patient with her, I can be patient at
Yeah.
work. If I can be
Yeah.
patient with that, I can be patient in my outside life, the fun. Right, you get the podcast. This season 7 of the podcast. You have multiple guests.
Yes.
And you have to be there. And be where you are. So I say patience is one. Two, I was waiting to say this. Something that's been on my heart. Don't take yourself too seriously. And what I mean by that is
I saw that on your notes today.
yeah, don't
Yeah.
like, think that it's the end of the world just because you haven't gotten somewhere. Don't believe it's the end of the world because you haven't got that guest. Somebody had not said nothing back. All these things. If it's for you, God's gonna give it to you. And
That's right.
in the midst of you manifesting it and stuff like that, I just heard this the other week too. Put the work in. Like the work gonna pay for itself. So I have seen that, and I say all that to say I know it's season 7 of the show. It's so cool to see the people that I bring on. A lot of people you see this season and the episodes that come out. We've been talking about this since the first season in 2018, 2019 of the Effect podcast. And it's cool to see
Mhm.
the fruits of it now. Because it could have been gone. It could have been a thing that's they didn't hit me back this on. So but the fruits of it, to see the amazing guests that have came on, that's cool as well. So those things help light fire to the other things I do in life. So thankful for the podcast. Like you said, your podcast, your baby. This is my baby too, man. This is my first baby. I'm like, hey, I gotta feed it. I gotta feed it. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it's so cool.
Don't leave it. Right.
You can't.
Yeah.
And it's not a walk away. The way people ask now, they say, "Hey, what you gonna do next?" I'm like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm happy in this." Like I want to do this TV show, and I want to do this, and you got the whole laundry list of what you want to do. And what I realized is, be where your feet are, and go after what you love. And in essence, you'll learn that where you are is very important. Like, so that's why I mean, like, don't take yourself so serious. You forget where you are. Then
That's good.
my last thing is to change the narrative. And changing the narrative is you getting up each and every day, pin that foot in front of something to be better than you were, at least 2% better than what you were the day before. That's it. It ain't much to it, and nobody can give you that validation but yourself. Like, because nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows. We don't know what you're trying to get better at. That's why if you notice, like in my little group or the group I started for Noah Stone, that's what I asked. Like a lot of people may not know how to answer it or feel like, dang, because I don't want you to be timid on it, but I want you to really think. You ain't even got to answer it, but I want people to really think like, dang, did I really do something I love to do? I don't want all this. You don't want this. It's 6 days into May, and you ain't did nothing you love to do. So go do it. So that's my
Definitely something to think about. And that group is the Noah Stone Updates broadcast channel on Instagram. Just
thank
want to
you.
plug that, which I am a part of. And to answer that question that you posted in the group, I think I put not yet or like
Uh-huh.
not quite or something because this was one of the things that I was like looking forward to for the week. So yeah, so I'm glad we're doing it, and I'm actively checking it off of my list.
Good. Good. That make my heart
So
beat right there.
I'm glad. I'm glad. When is the comic book going to be available, and where can my listeners find it once it's available, and where can they find you?
Yeah. So I don't have an exact date yet for the comic book
Okay.
because, like I said, like once I'm done, we're gonna do a strenuous test on checking for errors, different things like that. Do a review, and then I have to give my illustrator his time. So I have a definite
Gotcha.
date soon. So maybe in the summer I have a date. But
Okay.
all in all you got to do is come to the Effective Podcast or come to Rob Jeremy's page, and you will see all my updates on the podcast, on the book, on what I'm doing. You'll see it all there. So like, and then I also have my website, theeffectivepodcast.org. So,
Check out Jeremy's website. I'm gonna link everything that he just mentioned in my description so you can check it out. Um, yeah, I just want to say again, thank you so much for being inspiring to me and just a very helpful person. And anytime that I am kind of dwindling in my podcasting space or just not really sure what to do, I think of like something you said on the Host to Host series, which is like, it's not about you. Like, it's not
yeah,
about you. Focus on, the people that you're trying to talk to. And that kind of grounds me and brings me back to being present, which is
yeah,
like, it's really not. It's about me helping other people tell their stories and feel their feelings. And, I can feel my own feelings, separately and whatnot. So
true,
thank you again.
true,
Thank you
no
so
problem.
much for being here.
But
Yeah.
I got even something for you. A couple things. But I'll say, you're doing good. Like, don't think
Thank
that.
you.
I think that the views or how this looking or how this look or how you doing. At the end of the day, you're doing it. And
Yeah. I overanalyze a lot.
all of us do. I do too. It may not look
Yeah.
like it, but you're one video away. This is what I'm gonna tell you. You're one video away from that because you're so good,
Yeah.
authentic at what you do. You're not scripting. You're not trying to do anything. You're doing what Victoria needs to do. So my thing is, we stand in our own way by not believing in ourselves and what we can do. You have a lot of power in what you do. I mean, you done went to school multiple times, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
You out here killing the
Oh,
thing,
sure did. Sure did.
and I think that you gotta show it. You gotta do your thing, and don't let no one tell you any different. Don't let somebody not responding to you tell you any different. If you need help, I'm always a phone call away. And if it's two of us that can keep driving this thing, that feel your feelings, I help you because I think that that's the same way I got where I am now. Is the same way that you're going to be able to get where you are is by keep putting one foot in front of the other, and not giving up on it. And I think that it's my duty to help people like yourself because I know how it feels. Even you'll see the people like, oh, it's this many people following you.
Mm-hmm.
Always watching this so and so. But it be days that don't happen, or it don't happen this way. Like,
Right.
they didn't like this post, or they did. And guess what? You hear it from everybody because the thing we're putting this stuff into is algorithm driven. People are gonna watch what they're gonna watch. It is what it is. But one thing, guess what? Jeremy gonna watch. So that keep that in the back of your mind. Dang, he gonna watch. And if he watch me, he gonna send it this. And that's all you gotta do. And keep doing what you're gonna do. People see it. The right people are gonna continue to see it and continue to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why you should know. But a lot of podcasts out, people doing this media thing is it's not perfect.
Mm-mm.
When you see those videos, if it weren't for my wife, half of them wouldn't be out because I give up. Like, dang, that's why I do the bloopers now because I be like, man, nobody ain't gonna like this, and I realize it ain't about you. Like, you ain't got to do. It's like when I was reaching out to Angel Reese, it's like I promise you, my wife had went to work. And it's like 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning, and I'm like, dang, early, I'm going to sleep. And it was like God stopped me. It was like, hey, you really want to shoot this video? And said, hey, it may not. She may not see it. Yeah, you're right. She may not see it. But you still have a duty. You told this young lady, which is you, that you was going to do this video. And what I did, I said, okay, let's shoot this thing. No matter how I was,
We did.
it's bigger than.
Yes. Yes, for those listening, like we both had this sort of pact, I guess, where he wanted to reach out to Angel Reese, and well, he pitched Angel Reese and to have her on, and I was like, okay, if you pitch Angel, I'll pitch Jafar Jackson. So he did
Yeah.
his pitch video, I did mine, and everything. He tagged Angel, and yeah, that was super inspiring for me as well. And if you wanna use this space to pitch her again,
Uh-huh.
go for it. I know she was just on Michelle and Craig's podcast,
Right.
so feel free to pitch her on here as well. We've tagged her.
Any day, anytime.
But
We here.
yeah, hit her up. Hit her up.
Look, we both can interview her.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. I think that's what we got to keep doing is pushing each other. And no matter what we got, no matter who it is, you can get in touch with people, man. That's the biggest thing my book even talk about. If you don't get anything else from the Priest book, the Art of Networking, Effect Memoir, if you don't get anything else from that book, my biggest thing, no matter what you're doing, you can get in touch with these people. I promise you can. It's just, and don't get mad at the person either. I know that's something I did in the past. Oh, they didn't hit me back. Oh, like people busy. You busy. You got to think about it. You got to put yourself in you got to look at your shoes first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
doing this, okay, hey. She did get on Michelle, okay, this. But you have to think, hey, we in two different lifestyles. This person
That's right.
does this person does this. But if the time
That's right.
right, it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen because I've seen it happen multiple times on my own show. I ain't gotta tell you about nobody else. I seen it on my own show where I reached out to somebody, they didn't hit back, and then it happened and it came back full circle and they was sitting on my couch. Or they was right across this from me on this camera. So I know it can happen for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Jeremy, for being on my show again. And for y'all listening, don't forget to be a high achiever. You feel me? Bye.
They say